Go! My name is Mac. I'm a brewer, and that's an excellent horse statue in the Burwell Estate in Witney. I like learning Spanish on the app Duolingo.
Yo siempre te esperaba en ese lugar.
Yo siempre te esperaba en ese lugar. Esperaba ese lugar. Esperaba. Hey.
I also like my mum's Christmas lights on a huge Christmas tree out the front. Well, we bought that for Christmas once. It was potted. It's tiny. It's massive now. This week we have a tale of adventure, intrigue, double-crossing and disaster. Nah, not really. It's just an episode about a trip I took with the Oxford University Mountaineering Club to the Wyndcliff Quarry in Wye Valley. Ha! Clickbait in the opening monologue. That'll increase viewing figures. We rocked up to the crag, got our kit on and then split into groups of 3. I was asked if I wanted to lead the route. Now Malk at Far Peak had asked if I'd led when I was up in the Peak District. Truth be told, I've never led. The prospect unsettles me somewhat. But I had to bite the bullet at some point. And why not on a sport climbing route? All the routes were sport routes, and for those not familiar with climbing terminology, that just means there are bolts drilled into the rocks at regular intervals along the route that you can attach quick draws to. And then you thread your rope through these, and if you fall, rope should arrest your fall. So that's what I'm doing here at the moment. I'm clipping the quick draw into the bolt in the rock, and I'm pulling up the rope to clip into that quick draw. There is a danger that if you fall between the first and the second bolt that you can hit the floor without the rope catching you. But if you have an extendable pole known as a clip stick or beta stick, or some people call it a cheat stick, you can pre-clip your rope to the second bolt. You're now in a much safer situation. We had one guidebook between a whole minibus full. And even though we had it, I didn't think to look at the route we were trying beforehand. Even though this was in mid-November, it was such a lovely sunny day. So warm.
Well done, Matt. It's looking good.
Look at me, neck extended like a meerkat. I'm trying to find where the top anchor is. Incidentally, they've got some meerkats at Crocodiles of the World near Witney. There's even a little section that kids can crawl along a tube to a domed window and get really close to the little beauties. We once got my daughter a zookeeper experience at this wonderful little zoo. She got to feed the giant tortoises. She loved it. Anyways, where was I? Ah yeah, if I'd have read the guidebook, I would have noticed that the route I was on shared an anchor with the route to the right of this that Tave is currently climbing. They'll be coming into shot pretty soon. With that route done and anchored at the top, it meant Andrew and Inshi could climb it with the safety of a top rope, and I could revel in the warm feeling of accomplishment of having led my first route without injuring myself. Here comes Tave. I thought if I was to start to come back down or be let down by my belayer, I would probably be walking all over Tave, and they probably wouldn't want me to be doing that, so I thought the only decent thing would be to wait at the top, which is what I did.
Flake. It's a good underclip by flake.
This is Teresa climbing. Teresa's from Romania.
It's beauty, eh?
The first England football match I ever went to was England versus Romania. It was at Wembley. And my dad took me and Nick Lowe. Who's he? You wouldn't know him. We were in a standing section. That was back when they had them. I remember there were some kids that had climbed up into the roof space and were traversing a girder, trying to get to a better section. My dad was a policeman at the time, and being as I was around 8 years old and I was proud of my dad, I said, "Dad, you should arrest them." He gave me a look and said something that today would have been, "Shut the f*** up!" Yeah, probably not the best place to reveal you're a policeman. On the terraces of a football ground. I say that was my first England football match. It was also the last. And not because the score was 0-0. For some reason I just became disinterested with football. And this does make one a little unusual to other British men. When I lived in Liverpool, people would ask, "Are you a red or a blue?" Meaning Liverpool or Everton fan. When I would reply, I don't really follow football, the face of the questioner would morph into one of horror and confusion, and they would slowly back away and never speak to me again.
And that's one thing that annoyed me was, as a kid, is that loads of kids try to put on like a London accent. They're not proud of where they're from.
Yeah.
And then I went to Newcastle, and Geordies are well proud of where they're from. And so, alright, I'm Geordie, man. And so they didn't try any other accent of their own. Well, I better get both.
On the right, Andrew here is not from Liverpool, but he is from Cheshire, which is kind of close to Liverpool. On the left is Tave.
Even further, yeah, could count down. Yeah.
Oh, nice one, Andrew.
But there, you see a little crevice there? I don't know if it's helpful. If it's not, leave it and try something else.
Oh, jeez, that looks moving. Oh, nicely done.
You've probably noticed on the route on the left that Tave's climbing. There's hardly any footholds. Both climbers are at the crux point at the moment. They're having difficulty. We all had difficulty at that point, but we all overcame it.
No, it's okay.
Incidentally, Tave on the left is trying, I think, the route called Walk With Me. Andrew on the right is trying the Bolt Monster Returned. Take a look just to the left of the middle and you can see someone is climbing on the top tier. Yeah, this one's got top tier too. What is it about quarries with top tiers and lower tiers? Did you see them? Just jump down.
Yeah, you can leave back.
You just need like I don't have any.
What do you need?
Well, not yet.
Not
Not yet, but at some point.
Okay. Oh, that's
Very
a
good.
grand budget, that.
Yeah. That's such a nice picture there.
That's a fantastic one.
Any pictures of you? Oh, look at that high foot placement.
It's almost like some climbers' limbs are interchangeable. I'll just use my leg to pull me up. Just coming into the shot at the top of the screen now, you'll see a guy with a red backpack. That's how close you are to the edge when you're on the top tier at times. Oh, I don't like heights.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
There was a bit of a cheating thing.
That's brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, double speed. It's me. And we've seen this route a few times. And here I am at the crux, aka the hard part.
Yeah.
As my friend Beck says, okay, giant man, being tall, yeah, it's easy for you to climb. Sometimes it does help though. We are next to a road. You might have noticed that there's car noise every once in a while. We're over where that black triangle is in the green circle. And that winding brown thing is the River Wye. Beautiful. This is Inchi. She's from China.
This is the crux. This is the knot I think looks unthinkably awful.
Inchi just never gave up. She just kept plugging away no matter how many times her feet slipped off the polished footholds. Yeah, most of the holds at this place are sanded smooth by the skin of many a rock climber's hand. And the rubber. Rock climbers' shoes. And she's past the crux. She's motoring. As Ferris Bueller said, every once in a while you got to stop and take a look around. There's the Severn Bridge. Once we'd all had to go at these routes down on the lower tier,
And once you get up onto that ledge, then that's the hard part.
we decided we'd go up to the upper tier, try out some routes there. However, before we headed there, I had to say a quick hello to Mark.
You got it. You're almost there, mate.
This is still Andrew climbing. Just hold on, like he is.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Beauty!
Oh, that's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
This is Mark. He's a legend. I learned how to trad climb from him. Well, this is me learning how to trad climb. Anyways, this is Burbage, I believe. He's an excellent bloke. He also helps out with the Duke of Edinburgh expeditions at my daughter's school. If you ever see a group of around 5 teens trudging through the countryside, all with the same colour rain covers on their backpacks, chances are they're on the Duke of Edinburgh expedition. Here we are on the top tier.
That's looking awesome. High leg. Oh! Nearly.
Tave's trying the route Hollow Talk, I believe.
Nice. But then I'm not the one up there, so you would know better than I. Okay.
Too hard for me to actually
How about
Would be for me.
Micah here is trying the route Full Fat Diet. Micah's from Germany. I've said it before, and I'll no doubt say it again, because I tend to repeat myself. I like meeting people from other countries, you learn things. I have a German friend called Gonzo, who said, isn't it strange that we use potable water to flush away our liquid and solid toilet deposits? You're short of drinking water in your country. We shit in ours. He also mentioned how, in Germany, drainage from the roof, and plumbing in general, is integrated into the structure of the building. He finds it odd that we sully the outside of lovely buildings with grey plastic. That never occurred to me before until he mentioned it. Now I see it everywhere. Oh there, maybe not. Am I holding onto the bolt there? Who needs a cheat stick, eh? When you can just outright cheat. Very poor show. I'm suitably ashamed myself. I've let myself down. reiterate, this is the middle of November. That almost broke me mentally. Just wanted to give up there and then. But you know, just gotta breathe, start again, carry on up that wall. I'm not having a lot of luck on this route. Mental crutch, a little bit of chalk, that'll sort things out. Look at all the different colours on the rock. It's fantastic. Love it. Right, I'm at the top of the route, so grab one quick draw, clip that, grab another quick draw, clip that into the other bolt, facing the other way, and then grab hold of the rope, pull it up, clip it into both of the clips, and bingo, I can come back down. Lovely view. Shiveringly close to this edge. Here's Zach. Remember him? He's from South Africa. He's trying Galleon's Reach.
Nice one, Zach.
Did you spot the leaf? Zach made not one, but 2 loaves of banana bread for this expedition. They tasted amazing. And what I really liked, a little bit of garnish on the top with some pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds on banana bread? You wouldn't think it, but it tastes amazing. I was discussing with Teresa how Romanian as a language, it's got quite a lot of Latin influences. You always think about like maybe Spain or Spanish even, or Italian. I mean, you think of those, but you never really consider Romanian. But it's got a lot of Latin influence.
Nice. Just smear it.
Well done. Oh my goodness. Woo. That was really
Nice one,
good.
Teresa.
Very speedy.
Are you?
Andrew's a teacher. I don't know whether I mentioned that. But what I kind of like is when, every once in a while, he'll just kick into teacher mode. Zach bought banana bread, but Will here, he bought bread.
And it's probably smokes here from mine as well.
I've never seen anyone slice bread like that before.
When I slice my thumbs off, I can't tell on the photo.
You can tell when you're doing that.
So that's your crumb shot.
No!
Here's Ariel. She's trying the route Woke Up Dreaming. It's rated 6B/6B plus and is described in the guidebook in the following way. Kind of funky. How can the breccia speckled crack have so many jugs and so many bolts, yet feel this strenuous? Now is the time to push your grade and find out.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
You're going well.
You guys seem to be with some anchoring.
Yeah, they were a bit further down. Past the path that goes down, and then carry on.
Ariel came up to me earlier in the day and said, I have a question. Okay. I thought we were going to stop at a service station on the way, but we didn't. I thought, oh, she hasn't any food. That's okay. I have extra. I'm sure others will. I was going to get a coffee, but I'm already getting a headache. I see you have some coffee. Is there any chance I could have a bit? Oh, coffee addict. I can totally empathise. Of course I let her have some coffee. A discussion then ensued about the merits of putting butter in coffee. What? Yeah, just a teaspoon. Either blend it into the drink, or you can put it into a fully waterproof travel mug. In the latter, you can give it a vigorous shake just before consuming, and it prevents you from drinking just the buttery oil slick on the top. I'm really selling this concept, aren't I? Oh, strenuous indeed. Back to the butter and coffee, because I know you're really interested. So, what happens is the butter fats bind with the caffeine, and that effectively gives you a slow release of the concentration enhancing drug. And so instead of an instant spike and then a quick decline that you sometimes get with coffee, it gives you a lesser peak, but it plateaus. It lasts a little longer. Not a lot longer. And while Ariel is struggling with her personal crux on this route, Micah on the left seems to be having a good time. They're not kidding when they said it was strenuous, eh? But there's just no give up on Ariel. Whoever thought to put butter in coffee? Well, the guys in Nepal, they put yak's butter in tea. So you get yak's butter tea. The same reason. And also if you're up in the high altitudes, it gives you a little bit more energy sort of thing. When I first reviewed this footage, I didn't realise that Ariel has clipped in a little bit further above her. I thought she was just balancing on her legs like that. I'm like, that is amazing. But no, she's got the tension of the rope keeping her up. This is the epitome of outside rock climbing for me. There's so many places that you can put your feet or your hands. Often. Sometimes there's only a few predetermined places that you've got to use. But look at this. You're just grasping, please, anywhere. Just something to give me purchase. I want to hold on to this. I don't want to fall off. And then, with all that searching around, you eventually find a way. And then, bingo, you're going up a little bit more. Oh, that's an awesome feeling.
Nice. And then let me just take one more time, see if you feel good, and then...
Another quick draw goes in. Progress is being made. Looks like Ariel's passed her crux. Yep, Manchester Orchestra, all right. Shake it out. Ariel's from the United States of America. The Michigan area. She's got the same last name as my Auntie Jean, who's from the Boston, Massachusetts area. Well, Weymouth. Actually, she lives in Plymouth now. Plymouth Rock. So Auntie Jean is married to Uncle Mike. We've got 3 kids. Why am I going into the background? Anyways, Uncle Mike's got many siblings. I thought there's maybe a chance they could be related. You know how these coincidences sometimes appear. And then I mentioned it to my wife, who's also from the States. He said, no, that's a really popular Irish Catholic name. And it's a little bit less popular than Murphy, perhaps, but still very popular. Unlikely. Okay. I told Auntie Jean. She said it is a popular name. Not as popular as Murphy, but we're definitely related somehow. A little shamrock. emoji.
Which one does it go?
I've edited this video down for brevity, but Ariel's been on there for ages. Strenuous. Yeah, they're not kidding. And although she had many setbacks, she just carried on plugging away at it until here. She's got to the anchor. She's made the climb. The route woke up dreaming, done and dusted. And this is where we're going to leave it for this week. We'll be back next Sunday with more from Wyndham Quarry. I can't even say quarry. Oh, there, it did. Anyways, until next Sunday, maybe give us a like. That might help things, I don't know. That's what everyone says on these videos. Anyways, have a great week. Pongoose. Perfect.